Hello guys, welcome to another stream. So we're going to be telling you about, well, firstly, the key bit of news. Bitcoin's dropping below that 20K support level, which obviously is not very good, but we do have some good news to share with you. And I just, you know what, I'm going to start, AJ, I need to show these guys this because it's actually quite hilarious. Let me bring this up here. So this is from, as we know, the ECB. They had their forum yesterday, and this is what Jerome Powell had to say with regards to inflation.
34 of them had inflation below 4% for last year. And of course, it was way above 4%. One way to say it would be, I think we now understand better how little we understand about inflation.
That's not very reassuring.
No, honestly, this was.
That's not very reassuring. You hit the nail on the head there, mate. It's absolutely not very reassuring. But anyway, that's kind of one of the catalysts that's brought us into where we are today. And across the board, the markets are down. But anyway, aside from that, how are you, AJ?
Yeah, doing well. As you said, we've broken support. We've seen the price continue to come down, and yeah, it's not looking too good, but it is looking good for our buy orders. Hopefully we can get some nice. Hopefully we can fill our other buy orders that we have in. But
yeah, exactly. So just bringing us back into this, obviously I'm going to say goodbye, Mr. J. Powell. This is kind of, a result of everybody worrying about what's going to happen, because the top three guys, the UK, US, and European central bank heads have all met together. And so, as a result, people are now questioning what's going to happen globally. And that's brought quite a heavy move to the downside, especially then as we test these psychological levels, because they are psychological. Ethereum down at 1,000, Bitcoin under 19,000 now. And we can see, the volume is down. Obviously, nobody's buying. The short sellers have swept in, and almost everything is down, even Tether, unfortunately. So it's not looking great. I have got two major bit of news. First, I'm going to start with Bitcoin. Michael Saylor purchased another 480 Bitcoins for an average of $20,800 per Bitcoin, buying the dip, which is what we like to see. He was a little bit too early, unfortunately, since we're now at like 19,000, but he's not looking at it in a short-term play, should we say. So I don't really think he cares that much, which I think is fair to say. Is there anything to kind of add in there, AJ? I know he's we all know he's super like long-term, isn't he?
Yeah, he's not thinking about the short term at all. He's obviously just trying to dollar cost average his the position down, and he is thinking about the future. So that is why he's buying, and I'm sure he will continue to buy as the price continues to go down as well.
Yeah, exactly. He will. It's what we like to see. We like to see someone like that. And now I do have a bit of bad news. So Grayscale applied for a Bitcoin ETF. SEC said no. And so Grayscale have come and sued the SEC after rejection of bid to turn the largest Bitcoin fund into an ETF. So they haven't really gone through, all of the details here, but it is essentially just, it is what it says on the tin. The SEC don't think it's ready to be an ETF. Obviously, Grayscale do. But I think, at this stage, it's probably not a great time to create a Bitcoin ETF, given that there's so much fear about it. What are your thoughts on the timings here, AJ?
Yeah, I think the timing is not the greatest timing, but that's all I can really say on that.
Yeah, I know. So that's not good for US-based investors, but I will say that there is a bit of positive news before we get into the technicals, which is that there is going to be Europe's first Bitcoin ETF in Amsterdam. So the Netherlands will help launch this with Jacobi Asset Management, which is actually very, very good. So it's the first exchange-traded equity instrument for institutional investors. It's a bit of a mouthful, that, isn't it? Just to say they're selling Bitcoin to access Bitcoin in Europe. So it's the largest exchange to list a Bitcoin spot ETF globally. First primary listing of a crypto fund in the Netherlands also, which is very, very good to see. So this personally makes me quite bullish. I think this is going to obviously introduce a lot of investors and the big, most important investors to this space. But I'm not going to say, you know, oh, it gets launched tomorrow, boom, $1 billion is going in. You know, that's not the way it's going to be.
Yeah, it's always a steady increase. It's never it's never just everyone jumps in as soon as it happens, as soon as it gets released. You know, it's always a steady increase.
And we're at the middle of like such a large amount of FUD, especially, you know, because people are unsure exactly what's going on. You know, this guy's just admitted that his sole job is to understand and manage inflation. And he said, well, we clearly didn't quite know what we were doing, you know, so it doesn't give me confidence that everyone's going to flood into this, unfortunately.
No,
but that's kind of all we have. Quick little wrap up for what we have on the on the fundamental side of things and what news is going on. And I see you have a question here: why Bitcoin dumped? You know, it's just that there's not really that volume. Is number one. Number two, obviously new fears about recession, and especially because the top, well, you know, arguably the top three guys in terms of central banks, you know, European, UK, and US, all meeting together, and obviously investors don't have confidence in what's going on.
Yeah, definitely, and also, you know, we've broken the support, looking at the charts as well. That is causing this dump that we are seeing as of right now. Another big reason why we are seeing this dump is because the Nasdaq is continuing to dump. As we've seen that rejection from the resistance up here. We have just seen downside price action, and we are continuing to see that downwards price action, and that is that is filtering into the crypto market as well. We're seeing that in Bitcoin. We're seeing that the support get broken. This was a pretty big major support level, because we've had slight support here, but not only that, it was the all-time high from back in 2017. So this is a major support level around this $20,000 level, and as of right now, we have broken that level. The indicators are indicating to me that we are very oversold. So in sort of the shorter term, I think so if I just show you it, the indicators are very oversold. RSI is below that 30 level, indicating that that Bitcoin is very oversold right now. So this could, in the short term, give us some slight price action towards the upside. Of course, we could see a slight reversal back up to maybe this $20,000 level, and that could reset the indicators. But from there, what I anticipate is that we are going to go down further, because we've initially broken this level here. I told you in yesterday's stream, the likelihood of us breaking this support level was very likely, and that's what I expected. And that is exactly what has happened. Now what I expect is a slight pullback, maybe up to this level here. We might not come as high as that, but then I am expecting to see a rejection and us come back down to 18,000. 18,000 is the next level that I'm looking at. If we can hold that level, then that's great. But I just don't think that we are going to hold that level. There's not much support at that level. We do, it is the previous low from back here. So there is some slight support, but other than that, there's no support. And like what Ben said, we are just seeing the we have seen a tiny little spike in volume here, but we have just been seeing the volume just decrease and continue to decrease.
In the wrong direction, though, isn't it?
Sorry?
You got a spike in volume, but it's going in the wrong direction.
Yeah, it's going in the wrong direction. Exactly. Yeah. So, well, any good volume is sort of
This is good volume.
Is good volume, but this is just volume towards the downside, and we are most likely going to come down to this $18,000 level. That's going to act as support, because obviously, we've had support here, but the likelihood of it, I think, is we're going to break that level. I still think
if we get to that 18K level, where's Ethereum going to be sitting at there?
Yeah, so Ethereum, if we do get to that 18K level, I think Ethereum's going to come down to around $900 again, like it did last time. Looking at Ethereum, we are sat at this major support level here, which if I look at the daily quick, ever since we broke above that level, we have used that as support. So this is a major support level we're looking at as of right now. We have found slight support along that level, going back to the daily, slight support on that level, had a slight bounce, but we are, testing this level again. If we break this level, then I think the likelihood of it is that we can come down to $800 for Ethereum. I think that's a very, very realistic target. Dominance, looking at the dominance, we are getting, a slight movement to the upside on the dominance. If Bitcoin continues to drop, the likelihood of it is that I think dominance is most likely going to come back up and test this resistance level here if we do continue to see some more price action towards the downside for Bitcoin. What else was I going to show? There's
a question here about Matic. I don't know if you have anything on there at the moment. Might be able to kind of pull something up, or it says farm. What was that for? That was we mentioned that a couple.
Yeah, we did.
Technology, was that you who mentioned farm? I think it's a farming protocol. Has exploded since the last time I asked you about the token. Yes, correct. Yeah, farm. Yeah. So let me just have a look at that on farm. Okay, Harvest Finance. Yeah, up by 36% in the past day, I believe. Is that right? If that's market cap, yes, it is. Not up against Bitcoin. So that has exploded. Well done. Yeah. To be fair. Are you involved in that? I think it's Simple Finance, the guy who asked. It is Simple Technology. Are you involved in that? Let us know down in the comments. It has seemed to have exploded. I don't know if this is a sustained pump. It very much could be. But yeah, at the moment, I would say, because they are offering automatic high yields from DeFi, optimizing yields from farming processes. I think with everything that's happening, maybe it's because Celsius seem to be out of the woods, but 3 Arrows Capital have actually just been told that they, I think it was Singapore, what was that? I've got a story up here. So Singapore reprimand 3 Arrows Capital for providing false information, and plus FTX is looking to acquire BlockFi. So I'll do that in a separate video, but that could be, why we're seeing money moving out of those farming processes or companies into potentially this.
Yeah,
just want to add that in.
Yeah, so just quickly, I wanted to mention on Bitcoin as well that we have 3 days and 12 hours left of this weekly candle. If we do close this weekly candle below this red level here, that you can see on the screen right now, if we do close below that, that is the previous all-time high from 2017, and that would confirm to me that we were going to see the price come down to sort of my target of around $15,500. So we do just need to keep an eye on that. If we hold it, then there's still some potential for some upside. But if we do break it, I think the likelihood of it is we are going to come down because it's such, it was such a, such a critical level as of right now. Likelihood of it is we are going to break it personally, I think. So yeah, we just need to keep a close eye on that. Someone mentioned Matic, didn't they?
Yes.
Was that right? Yes. So taking a look at Matic. So yeah, we have this white trend line going along here. And we have, found resistance at that level. We found lots of resistance around that level previously as well. It's been a major resistance level before. When we got above it, we used it as support. But yeah, we are seeing a rejection from it right now, and that correlates perfectly with this larger previous resistance level here and previous support level. We have, we are seeing a rejection from that level as well. And the last time that I looked at this, my prediction was if we were to break this support level here, we were going to come down all the way to this sort of consolidation level here. That's exactly what we did. I sort of had a target of around 0.3. We came very close to that target. We didn't quite hit it, But my prediction is that if we see this rejection here, then the likelihood of it is we are going to come down to maybe this previous low here, and maybe even that 0.3 level. I think that's a pretty realistic level for us to come and test, because there has been so much support there. If we did break that level, then there's not much support below that level. So the next levels that I'll be looking at is the 0.04, which is very very far down. There is slight support if we're looking at these levels here. There is very slight support. So those are the levels that I would be looking at, sort of the 0.24 and the 0.13 level, if we did break below this white dotted line here. We'll just have to see what sort of how Matic reacts to Bitcoin dropping. I'll keep an eye on that. I'll keep you updated on that.
There we go. We will keep you up to date. So also see, have you a sense where Bitcoin bottom will be? Simple technology. You need to tune in every day. What do we preach? What's the bottom? Here we go. Here we start. I've seen this more than I've seen my girlfriend in the past couple of days.
Do you have a girlfriend?
Shut up! Don't tell everyone, AJ.
Just the bottom, right? So CVDD. This CVDD is this pink line along here. It has predicted. I know I'll go on about it a lot, but it has previously predicted the bottom 3 times before. Wow.
Very accurately as well. Extremely accurately.
Yeah, exactly. So it has predicted every single, messing it up here. It has predicted the bottom of all 3 bear markets. So back in 2011, back in 2015, and back in 2018, perfectly predicted the bottom. Now, currently, if we refresh it, it's currently sat at $15,500 approximately. So for me, as of right now, $15,500 is the bottom for me. Now, this fluctuates slightly. When I first showed you this, it was sat at $15,300, I think it was, and now it's come up to $15,500. So it does fluctuate slightly, and I do expect it to continue to fluctuate a little bit more. So this price could change, but for me, as of right now, $15,500 is that bottom for me. And there's so many more other indicators to indicate this. We also have, if I just bring up here, we also have the pi cycle bottom, which I mentioned in yesterday's video. If I get rid of the here, so the pi cycle bottom has actually predicted the bottom perfectly as well. Before every time that the green line crosses over the top of the red line, it signals a bottom. Once that bottom is in, we get consolidation. And then once it flips bullish again, where the red line goes above the green line again, that is when the confirmation of the bull market starts. So that's happened back here in 2015. Again, that happened in 2018. We had the bearish flip, we established the bottom, had the slight consolidation. Then we flipped bullish again, and that was the start of the bull market. We are very, very, very close to flipping bearish. That is going to signal a bottom for me. Once we've established that bottom, I'm going to expect a period of consolidation. Don't know how long that period of consolidation will last for, because you can see this consolidation was a lot less than this period of consolidation here. So I'm unsure about the time frame, but this gives us a very, very clear understanding of when the bottom is going to be in, because it has predicted the last 2 bottoms. I'm going to be accumulating a lot when we do get that flip and we do get that consolidation. And then once we get that bullish flip again, then I will be happy and I will, be confident enough to say that the bull market has returned and has started again. But personally, for me, I think we are quite away from that. So this is a very good indicator, and it's very, very close to flipping. So I think, the bottom is going to be in very, very soon. And then we're going to have that extended period of consolidation before we see any more bullish price action towards the upside. Well, major bullish price action towards the upside.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. You know, and I'm going to put a timeline. Is I've always said kind of around November, December time. That's when I think we're going to see some serious price action to the upside. I think consolidation is in order for, you know, at least during July, August, September. You know, hoping October we begin to start forming new higher highs. I'm not quite the Tim Draper where I think it's 250,000. You
He's
know,
getting
for
a little
Bitcoin.
bit too excited there, I think.
Yeah, by end of year. I mean, he's already rich. Like, chill, you know. Like, you don't need it to be that high. It's a lot of hoping, but yeah, no, you know, I'm gonna say all-time highs maybe in 2023. But there's also one thing to consider. There is usually we have like the major dump is kind of around halfway through the cycle. You know, the halving cycle, and that's not really. You know, we're not there yet, unfortunately.
Yeah,
But,
Mr. Panda said it would probably be scary for a lot of people when that crosses. If you're watching these videos and these live streams, then, you know, for you, it's not going to be scary because you can see that bearish cross has been the bottom for Bitcoin. And then we've had consolidation and we've never actually gone back down to the level where we crossed. So for us, looking at this chart, you know, this is a very bullish sign because we are establishing that bottom, getting the consolidation, and then we can wait for that bullish flip. And that's when we can get really, really bullish. But this crossing bearish is actually quite bullish for me because, you know,
well, it shows it's the beginning of that end period of pain that we've been in for so long.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So
completely agree.
I'm excited for it. I can't wait for it, and I will be, you know, opening some big positions at that level when we do see that cross.
Yeah, I think a lot of us will. But there was also, he said again, so crypto.com exchange will get a lot of exposure at the World Cup, which is actually very true. And that's around November time as well. That could be like that, because we all need a fundamental change in the space to really begin that catalyst. So yeah, I reckon that's something that will be. And guys, we're going to wrap it up, but Simple Technology has put this better than anybody could have, which is to smash the like button if you watch. Helps the algorithm. Thank you very much for anybody who's watching. Make sure you do hit that. Also subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to follow us on Twitter. As you see down below as well.
Yeah, make sure you stay tuned because I don't know where else you're going to find this pi cycle bottom indicator. It took me a while to sort of figure out how to get it onto my charts because previously it was on a Glassnode chart and I was struggling to actually get it onto the chart. So if you want, you know, daily updates on this, then make sure you stick around and watch. And you know, I will let you know and when we do get that cross.
Very much. Well, thank you very much. We will see you soon and stay tuned for tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.
Take care.